If you can't tell by the sound of my voice, I'm completely naked. I'm bearing it all. I've got nothing to hide. Because just like Cricket Wireless, I believe in total transparency. Cricket puts it all out there. It's all there for the world to see. The taxes are already included in the price of their plans. So I'm not surprised when people stare. They've just never seen anything this transparent before.
Switch to Cricket for a phone plan that bears it all with transparent pricing. Smile, you're on Cricket.
So it's been reported that Lamar Jackson is looking for a 5-year, roughly $250 million contract. Mainly, he wants something near what Desean Watson got, which was a 5-year, $230 million. But the biggest thing is he wants a fully guaranteed contract. So I was wondering, well, that puts the Ravens in a tough spot if he wants it fully guaranteed and wants over $200 million. Can they even afford that if they wanted to pay him that? Not only it's should they pay him that? Let's just say they want to pay him that. Can they afford it? So we look at here, we go to their salary cap stuff. This is the calculated market value. Lamar Jackson's just under $41 million. It's being reported that he wants a 5-year, $250 million fully guaranteed. So let's just meet in the middle and say that he wants $45 million a year. Let's say they compromise where they come to $45 million a year for 5 years. Can the Baltimore Ravens afford that? Well, let's take a look at their salary cap this year. They're currently doing well, mainly because they don't have a quarterback on the books, right? But they're almost $27 million underneath the salary cap. So if Lamar Jackson does get his contract, now I know they can move money around, they can backload it, front load it, whatever they need to do to make the salary cap work. But let's just say, since it's fully guaranteed over 5 years, that they're going to split it evenly, $45 million every year. Let's just, because I mean, think about it. If you did if you make the first year tiny, like what the Browns did with Desean this year, it really hurts you in the last 4 years, or the next 4 years of the contracts, the remaining 4 years, because now Desean for the Browns is counting $55 million against the cap every year going forward. That's a lot just to save in the first year. But here we go. So they need $45 million, and they've only got let's just call this 27 right here. So 45 minus 27, and they need to free up $18 million. Well, where's that going to come from? Let's take a look at some of the salary cap here. Ronnie Stanley, clearly they're not going to let go of their left tackle that they signed and paid big money to, mainly because here's his cap hit, but he's got $35 million dead cap. You don't do that. Marlon Humphrey, he's almost $20 million cap hit, but he's still got $36 million dead cap. You can't cut him. Maybe, and look at that, even if you cut him post June 1st, you're still only saving about $200,000 right there. So that's probably not going to happen. Mark Andrews, $13.6 million. You don't want to cut Mark Andrews, let's be honest. $13.6 million cap hit. He's still owed $25 million, so you can't cut him. Even if you do it after the June 1st, it's still, I mean, why would you want to do that? So now we start getting into some interesting people that you might be able to cut. We got guard Kevin Zeitler. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. So you can free up $7 million in there. So you probably got to get rid of either your guard or defensive end here in Calais Campbell, or get rid of them both, because that would free up $7 million, roughly $7 million each. So you'd be at $14 million, and you need about $4 more million. So you come down here. Obviously, you're not getting rid of Roquan Smith. Can't get rid of Marcus Williams. Let's see. I mean, it doesn't really get down here. You're not getting rid of Justin Tucker. Let's be honest. You're really not. I mean, it starts to get down to here where a defensive tackle, Michael Pierce, maybe Gus Edwards is someone that you can get rid of. Cut Gus Edwards, free up $4 million. But as you can see, there's not that whole lot of. I mean, it's just some of these other guys. Devin Duvernay, maybe you get rid of him. Free up some. It's going to be a lot of people down in here that you're going to have to get rid of. And then, of course, that means your flexibility of being able to add anyone else is very, very thin. So they could technically, at least for this year, afford Lamar Jackson at the $45 million per year. Granted, like I said, they can shift things around if they need, but it doesn't really give you much to add to the team. And I know they've got a great defense, but don't you feel like if they're going to keep Lamar, they want to get something else with him? unless they draft just excellently. We can look at this. We can look at their current multi-year summary. And this bodes well for the Ravens and show why the Ravens actually could afford Lamar, especially if it was this year. That things are going to be a little bit tight because going forward, look at that. They've got 194 in cap allocations right now. They got 185 next year, but then after that, they got 135, and then 2026 73, 2027 34 basically. Granted, you don't want 73 when you don't have a quarterback included into this. You don't want $74 million of your cap space going to just 6 players. But 2 things there. 1, cap's going to go up a bunch by then. 2, a lot of these players here that are accounted for it, you could probably cut them at that point and free up a ton of cap space. So you can't really look into that much. The main thing is they haven't mortgaged their future here to see all this stuff. Like it's not bad. They've got room. They can add 45 million into these slots. Don't know if you want to do that, but they do have the space to do it. And it looks like they would still be able to build at least something around them. But can they build an elite enough team around them to make a Super Bowl run? That's the big thing there. Nice little Super Bowl run. I don't know. I'm just looking at this thinking, can the Ravens even do it? And it looks like they can. Now we got to ask ourselves, will they sign Lamar or will they trade him and try to go a different route? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like this video, share it out there. Subscribe to the channel while you're here, of course, so you can find out what happens next. And I'll talk to you guys later.